Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, is this example available on the OW2 infrastructure?
It's a private project because it's only for the demo, but it can be public. So yes, it's available, and you can use as a starting point to implement the continuous delivery in your project. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Nicola. Okay, so we have one more presentation. Assad Montasser, who is going to talk about knowledge mining using CROSSMINER. And I'm not going to say anything else because I'm going to discover with you guys what that is all about.
Hello, good morning. My name is Assad. I am working at OW2 as a software engineer, and I'm working mainly on two European projects. One is STAMP, and Daniele introduced you just after lunch, and the other one is CROSSMINER. Those two projects are in the horizon 2020. But just before starting the presentation, I just want to go back a little in time, and just 20 years ago, and we had this the problem. What was an issue is to find information. This was very hard, and Google existed, but for example, when you were a developer, what you were doing, you were looking for information in books. In books. And now, today, what we have, the main issue is that if you do, for example, you do JSON parse in Google, you will find like hundreds of pages or maybe more thousand, I don't know, but huge information. So now the challenge is to find the appropriate, the good information. And this is the real challenge. I mean, what is the basic idea underlying CROSSMINER project? So CROSSMINER, 3 points really important. So the first one is mining information. We have lots of information available, so we have to get this information. But this information alone is not enough. So what we need with this information is to manage it in an intelligent way, so to build this knowledge base. So this is the second task. And the third one is because with this knowledge, what we can do. So it's good to have this knowledge, but what we can do with this knowledge. So this will be to provide recommendations. So these recommendations could be for developers, for the project managers, but this information also could be for person who are taking decisions for quality. So I will give you more examples through the OW2 use case. So I told you CROSSMINER is a European research project. What I didn't tell you is that CROSSMINER is the continuation of another European project, which was called OSSMETER, Open Source Software Meter. And this is almost the same team working on CROSSMINER. And this project involves research teams from all over Europe. So we have configuration management, natural language processing, code analysis, integration with forges, and software dashboard. We will go through these points during the presentation. So, and Eclipse is one of the partner in the CROSSMINER project, and Eclipse will provide an IDE for all these tools that we're going to see. So just a brief reminder on OSSMETER, because this was the foundation. So OSSMETER was more to deal with this extracting this mining information. So it was a 3 years project, European project. So they built a bunch of tools. I don't know exactly how many, the precise number, but there are many, many tools to extract information from GitHub repositories, from mail archives, from Jira issues, or lots of different sources. So this was the base OSSMETER, and the same team on this foundation, CROSSMINER, comes next. So CROSSMINER, what we are doing what's the aim of CROSSMINER is, for example, you have the source code mining, you have code on GitHub, and so we will just extract this information to provide to developers. So this could be text mining. For example, you have on forums, like you have a forum and you have discussions. So what in the NLP teams, what they are doing is they are processing this text to find information that could help developers. Configuration mining is another branch. We have different projects, and some projects share the same could share the same project configuration where we are looking for. So this will extract the information, and this will give recommendations to project. So all this knowledge extraction, this is the basic, the first step of the cross-mining project. So what we see below was this brick, mainly first with OSSMETER and still working on CROSSMINER. And this schema shows you the 3 layers I talked first. So extracting information, processing this information in order to have the knowledge, and presenting recommendations, because knowledge without pure knowledge is useless for developer, for the community. I mean, it's good for AI, but it's for us humans. We have to present recommendations that can be that are accessible to human beings. So this is a sample of the tools contained in the CROSSMINER project. So these tools are not all, they are in the stage of development. So there are some things, but you can access them through the GitHub repositories on CROSSMINER. I gave them in this presentation. This presentation will be downloadable on OW2 website. So if you want those URLs, you can access them. But these tools are not fully functional, just to say. So CrossSim is one tool about the similar OSS project. So the base is, for example, you are, let's take the first example, the JSON parsing. So you want to do JSON parsing. So what you will do is this tool will help you to find similar OSS project, and it will present you, so you can see, okay, this one, yeah, it looks nice, so I can take some of it. And so you have, it increases your speed for development. CrossRec is another tool. CrossRec is more for the library, the configuration part, the recommendations. So, for example, for let's take our JSON parsing, still example, so the JSON parsing. So what kind of libraries you will so this example is pretty obvious, so you won't need many libraries, but for more complex projects, it will help you to have some recommendations, because people have worked on different tools. And so to me, it's one important thing also in OSS community, or open source community, is to reuse and not to start from scratch. So, and Scava is the Eclipse plugin project based IDE. Scava, it's still on the work, so I heard the first deliverable will be available in September 2008. At least this is what is written in the page. So I will have more information on these tools next week, because there is a plenary meeting. So, but so far, this is the information I have. So let's talk about some use cases. So these are the list of some use cases, and I will more talk about our use cases at OW2. We are a partner in this project, and we have a use case. So this is just some examples of the other use cases in this project. So for example, the Arduino-based IoT devices. So there is the multi-sector IT software services, the APIs coupled evolution, software analytics. This I will talk more just in a minute. So and Eclipse project, Eclipse Forge project. Also, these are the use cases. But what I would say interests me more as RW2 software engineer is our use case. So this is the one I'm gonna introduce to you. So our use case, part of our use case, so what we did right now is the presentation. So I was talking about the extraction, the knowledge, and then the presentation, the recommendation. So one of the tools we used and we are using right now at OW2 is developed by Bitergia. And this is called Grimoire Lab. And Grimoire Lab uses Elasticsearch. I won't say the for the it's not a database, but for the source. And it uses Kibana. Kibana is coupled with Elasticsearch to present this data stored in Elasticsearch. And so Grimoire Lab proposes different tools. It's written in Python, and it proposes different tools to access to mine information from GitHub repositories, from Mailman, from Jira, from GitHub also issues, but we don't use GitHub issues, we use GitLab at OW2. So this is something that is coming. We are working on it at OW2 to integrate. So we're working together with the Bitergia team on Grimoire Lab. And with these tools in Python, you extract the information and you produced dashboards, web dashboards, which are very, very, you will see just in a moment, I will show you. So you have lots of information for you. So this is the first stage. Right now they are working on another tool. I saw the presentation on the last previous meeting, so I'm really looking forward next week to see the advancement on this one. So this will be, because for now the dashboards are still, you have a model, you cannot, unless you know how to work with Kibana to personalize them. So they are working on a tool that you can just, with the human language, or by configuration, you can personalize your own dashboard. So just before showing you the dashboards, I wanted to say that this use case is the first step of our use case, because we plan also to integrate the other tools, CrossRec, CrossSim. So I hope in the next presentation I can show you also examples of these tools at OW2. So this is, I have two screens from this dashboard, and I don't know how can I show, but I don't know if you see well or not, but just the first the first stat is the commits. I choose the stamp project, so because we are doing this for stamp, and so we have all the commits in the repository, but every project, including every project, we have the number of authors, 34, and the number of repositories. These are the main stats. And then we have, for example, this evolution commits on time, but also by authors. We have the top projects. So the top project, it shows you the project where there are the most commits. So what we can see right now is at the moment we did this dashboard, stamp project, this spot experiment, where there are the most commits. So you have also this this circle. I'm sorry, my English, I know how to say it in French, but this circle, pie chart. Thank you. this pie chart that shows you it's by domain. So, for example, we don't see very well, but we can see, for example, those from area.fr. I think they are the most in the purple color. So just from experience, and so we can see those are visual information. So right now you have the same information, but on in a table. And you have the repositories also in a table, and you have the domains as during the time. So, but what is maybe more important, more about this, is this right now is just the pattern, the model is fixed. So the goal for the future is you personalize, you customize your own dashboard without having to learn how to work with Kibana. So, and there's another point also, this is information at one time, T time. So the goal also in the future is to integrate. They are working on tools to configure and just in order to integrate them in the CI pipeline. So in order, for example, let's say maybe not every commit, but every week, just or every day, depending on the project, to refresh the data under this, because the data it's under Elasticsearch. So it's so that's it. And that's it.